Hey guys, what's up? I just figured I'd make this video for you today to show you how simple it is to make food for a few days, and it's really not that complicated. So meal prep today, the time that for prep is going to be super short. We're making really quick, easy turkey meatloaf recipe. We're using 93.7% lean ground turkey. Have some basic stuff here. We have a little bit of almond flour. We're using that to help keep it stick together. Egg, some seasonings, a little bit of spicy ketchup, Sir Kensington's, which I think I've mentioned before, for mayonnaise before. They make a really good avocado mayo. They also have a spicy ketchup which has no high fructose corn syrup. So we're gonna do some of that, a little bit of Worcestershire. I'm actually making 2 packages of ground turkey meat for Ed and myself. That way we can go through for a few days. I also actually, I can't find it now. Perfect. We have little petite meatloaf pans, which will make it a little bit easier to portion out my food once it's done. Prep time is about 5 minutes for this. The rest of the time is literally going to be it going in the oven, because like I've told you before, I don't like to stand over an oven and have to watch things and stir them as they cook. So once this goes in, it stays in for about 50 minutes. While that goes in, I'm going to be putting on my rice in the rice cooker. Once I put that in the container, it's another thing that's automatic. It starts, it goes, and once it's done, the little button clicks, and that's it. So it's really simple. You just have to, sometimes you just have to find those quick recipes just to get it done. So I've already put my meat in there because I didn't want to touch a nasty, dirty container and then touch my other products. I'm putting a little bit of marjoram, which is not margarine, marjoram, which is a spice. All right, so we're gonna put some of that in there. The recipe actually calls for some minced onions, which we don't have. So what I'm going to do instead is going to add a little bit of garlic powder in there just to substitute for some flavor. We're going to do 1 egg. All right, we're going to get our, I need a tissue here, perfect. All right, we're going to get our almond flour. The recipe itself calls for breadcrumbs. I like a good substitute instead of breadcrumbs is using almond flour. So we just use super fine almond flour from Costco, which works great. Okay, so we put a little bit of that in there. I'm actually also gonna add a little bit of Italian seasoning as well. You know, you guys can play around with your seasonings. You know, you could try a recipe once and then you can get a little bit creative and kind of just throw whatever you want in there. It's all about taste and preference, right? Sometimes you can totally wing it. I am not that person. I need to follow a recipe. So we're gonna get all this stuff here mixed up together. It's gonna be super cold, which I'm really, really dreading. But you wanna get it all mixed up together here. All right. Once this is all mixed up together, I'm gonna take what's left of my ketchup here. Apparently we like spicy ketchup, so we use it a lot. We don't have that much left. I'm gonna take that and some Worcestershire sauce. All right, and we're gonna coat it a little bit. I'm gonna grease most of these up with some spray so they don't stick real quick. Okay. See how I feel after, if I need these 2 and if I can actually even get them apart. Whatever. So those are ready. Those are actually gonna go on one of these. I don't stick them straight on. So these will get filled. They'll go on top of one of these. Probably do about 3. So we'll do 1 and then I'll hit the other with 3 as well. I'm gonna finish mixing the salt into this. Sorry for a little added flavor. All right, and then I'm gonna fill these little pans up almost to the top. Try to make them even so they can cook evenly here. All right, my oven is already preheating. Actually, I think the thing went off. So the buzzer went off. So it's already preheated. All right, guys, so I did my little mixture of some ketchup, a little bit of Worcestershire. So what I'm gonna do is just brush some on, all right, to the top of each one. Doesn't have to be a lot. A little bit goes a long way. So I don't have that much ketchup anyway, so I could do this. Dollop it. Hey, there we go. Dollop it on that way. Take my brush after this. Alright, and spread it around. Alright, I tried to evenly spread my turkey meat. Alright, wound up getting 6 little meatloaf pans out of this. Trying to really spread this ketchup thin since we didn't have much of it anyway. Do your best, always. Alright, so once we get all that spread on, since these are small meatloaf pans, it actually only has to cook for 25 minutes, which actually makes it better. When you do a regular meatloaf pan, it goes for about 50 to 55 minutes in the oven. All right, so once you're done with that, we're gonna throw these in. These are gonna go in for 25 minutes, part of the dogs. All right, now that we're done, those are in the oven. I'm actually gonna set my timer because I'm very anal retentive about the timer being on. Stop, no, how do you do this thing? Timer, hey, there we go. 25 minutes, all right, that's on. Next thing we're gonna do, rice cooker. I actually think we got this like 2 years ago at Home Depot, right before Christmas. I think it was $12, Black & Decker. It's the greatest invention ever. All right, so I have my 2 little measuring cups of rice in there. It's actually not a regular cup, it's the cup that came with the rice cooker, because if you were to do 2 actual cups of dry rice, it would be overflowing. So 2 cups is going to make us about 3 cups of rice. I'm gonna fill this with about 2 cups of water. The rest I'm gonna fill about a cup of it with the bone broth, which gives it a little bit extra flavor. So that's gonna get covered. Some water. And once that's done, we're gonna go the last cup with some bone broth. Get this from Costco. Also, find my line here. Fill that the rest of the way. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. That is somewhere. A little bit more salt. And then you also need, even though it's supposed to be a non-stick little pan, use a little bit of avocado oil in there too, just to make sure it doesn't stick too much. Teaspoons are over here. All right, mix that up a little bit. And then it's literally as simple as throwing this right on top. This gets plugged in. There is a cover. And one little button right on the front. Click that down. It's gonna cook. When that's done cooking, the little button will pop up. I give it a nice stir. I transfer it to another container, let it cool off before I slap a lid on there. And it's as simple as that. All right, this is the key to success for the week, right? Meal prepping, getting everything cooked. All right, so I have my nice little petite turkey meatloaves. I got my veggies and I got my carbs. All right, so I'm going to measure out and then put them in my containers. That way tomorrow, when it's time to eat, I don't even have to think about it. I'm just gonna go ahead, open that container and eat it. All right, so I'm gonna take this. I am gonna measure it out because I am a little bit of a fanatic like that. All right, so this is 8.3. I'm gonna take a little knife, pretty much cut this bad boy in half. All right, what does that look like? 3.4. I'm also anal retentive and I try to make sure it matches as much as possible. 4.4, I'll take it, that sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna throw that piece of turkey meatloaf in there. I get 1/2 cup rice. So I'm going to pretty much measure that out. Right, this is a 1/4 cup, so I'm gonna do 2 of these. All right, 1 more. Who doesn't love rice? Let's make sure I get enough of that in there. All right, and then I'm going to measure out my veggies. All right, I don't really measure the veggies. I kind of just take a bunch of them and throw them in there, but that's it. All right, so cover that up. I'm gonna make a few more of these. They're gonna go right in the fridge. I'm a creature of habit, so I eat the same thing over and over. It's all good. If I had another protein, actually, I would do another container of maybe chicken, which is in the fridge, and I'll probably prepare that for tomorrow. If you wanna make life easier too, what you can do is you can, instead of measuring each thing out individually, you can throw your container on your scale. If you hit tare, right, it's going to zero it out for you. So now actually from there, you know that, right, that's almost 4 ounces of protein. So from there, I can also add in my 1/2 cup rice. 1/2 cup of rice in ounces is going to be 4 ounces. So if I want to do that, right, I already know that that's 3.8. So if I'm going to do 4 ounces of rice, I can just scoop it out, and it's just going to take me to 7.8 ounces. And honestly, that's even easier in life. You just keep adding until you get there. And then once you get to what you need, all right, then I'm just gonna take it and throw my veggies in on top of that as well. So it's pretty simple. You know, you just get a bunch of containers done at once, and then you throw them in the fridge, and all you gotta do in the morning is throw them in your bag. We have an insulated bag. Okay. So this one in particular is from the brand Fitmark. There are also the brand 6-pack bags. You can grab one on Amazon. Really, it's just a point to, if you have to carry your food with you to and from work, you don't want it to get warm, so you just throw it in here. Usually has extra pockets on the side. If you're taking a protein shake with you, you can throw your protein powder or whatever you need to on the side. And it's really as simple as that. So, you know, the meal prep doesn't have to be complicated. You know, just quick, easy recipes. Grab a bunch of containers, set them out on the counter, measure all your stuff out, boom, you're done. I like to do it the day before, the night before, that way you don't have to think in the morning, right? In the morning, what you want to do is get dressed for work and then walk out the door. So this is going to be the easiest way to set yourself up for success. Quick meal prep. Once it's cooked, throw it in the containers, put them in the fridge, and you're ready to go for the day. All right, guys, it's as simple as that. I'll talk to you later.